Did you know that diabetes can appear in many ways? There are some signs that can appear at night and indicate that someone has prediabetes or the beginning of diabetes. Want to know what these signs are? It's super important to know this, because a lot of people have diabetes and don't even suspect it. But the good news is that diabetes is treatable and, in many cases, can be reversed. The sooner we find out, the better. If we find out that you have prediabetes, we can prevent it from developing into diabetes. And, if you already have diabetes, we can avoid all those annoying complications. But before continuing, leave your like on the video to help us break records on the channel. And don't forget to share with your friends and family, so you help more people. Oh, and tell me in the comments, do you have diabetes or prediabetes? Where are you from? Write it down below. 9 strange signs of diabetes that happen at night. First symptoms of diabetes and prediabetes. Let's go. Did you know that more than 40 million Brazilians have prediabetes? And more than 13 million are diabetic? But what is prediabetes? This is when your blood sugar level is high, but not high enough to be considered diabetes. Normally, fasting glucose should be up to 99 milligrams per deciliter. If your fasting glucose is between 100 and 125, you are prediabetic. Or, if your HbA1c, which shows the average over the last 3 months, is between 5.7% and 6.4%, this also indicates prediabetes. Diabetes is when fasting glucose is equal to or greater than 126 milligrams per deciliter, or HbA1c, is 6.5% or more. Let's keep an eye on these signs and take care of our health. Did you know that diabetes can appear in many ways, including at night? I'm going to tell you the 9 most common symptoms that could indicate prediabetes or diabetes. Let's go. First symptom: peeing a lot at night. If you used to sleep all night and now wake up 2, 3 or more times to go to the bathroom, it's a good idea to have blood tests, especially fasting blood glucose and HbA1c. Could it be something else? Yes, it could be a prostate problem, if you are a man, or sleep apnea, which makes your sleep lighter and you wake up more often. It could also be that you are drinking a lot of water, tea or coffee before bed, or using some medicine that makes you go to the bathroom more. But one of the main things you should check for is diabetes. When blood sugar is high, it draws water from the cells, making the person thirstier and causing them to drink more fluids and, consequently, urinate more at night. Second symptom: blurred vision at night. If your blood sugar is high, it can affect your vision, especially at night. Do you have difficulty driving in the late afternoon or at night? Blurred or blurry vision can be a symptom of diabetes. When glucose levels are high, there can be an imbalance in the fluids inside the eye, causing the lens of the eye to swell and change shape, making it difficult to focus. The result is blurry vision, where you can't focus properly. And, picking up the hook here, diabetes is the leading cause of blindness in adults in the world, because of diabetic retinopathy. This happens when blood sugar stays high for too long, damaging the small blood vessels at the back of the eye, the retina. But, of course, blurred vision is not exclusive to diabetes. I, for example, had difficulty reading a book at night because of presbyopia. Therefore, have your eyes checked regularly, especially if you are diabetic, to detect any problems early. Third symptom: wow, have you ever had that annoying feeling of waking up in the middle of the night with your legs stiff, feeling like you're about to run a marathon? Here comes the pain, and there is no position that relieves it? Yes, these are cramps, and when you are diabetic, they can appear more often and be even stronger. Do you know why? Because your blood sugar is high, and this makes you lose water, leaving your body dry. And that's not all. This high glucose also affects important minerals, such as potassium and magnesium, which help the muscles function properly. And look, there's one more problem. Circulation is somewhat blocked, which means less blood reaches your legs, leaving your muscles without oxygen and nutrients. It's a hell of a mess, right? Fourth symptom. And it doesn't stop there. Did you know that your feet can also give you a hard time at night? Sometimes it feels like they're on fire, and you find yourself moving back and forth in bed, unable to relax? This is what we call burning feet, and it is another symptom of diabetes. It can be a very strange sensation, like burning, heat, tingling, even as if pins were being stuck in. And believe me, it's not pleasant at all. Do you know why this happens? Because diabetes attacks the nerves, and when they aren't working properly, it's as if they send the wrong signal to your feet, leaving this unpleasant feeling. But don't worry, there's a way to improve this, you know? There are some vitamins that can help a lot, and if you want to know more, just watch my video on the subject at the end. It will be quite a help. Fifth symptom. You know when you wake up in the morning and it feels like you were hit by a train? Well, if this happens straight away and you feel exhausted even after sleeping all night, it could be a sign that diabetes is messing with your sleep. When your blood sugar doesn't stay in line, it affects the quality of your sleep, you know. Sometimes he stays upstairs or downstairs during the night, which makes you wake up several times and ends up leaving you feeling a little groggy in the morning. And there's one more thing. Diabetes increases your risk of having sleep apnea, which is when you stop breathing for a few seconds while sleeping. Just imagine, half of the people with diabetes can have it without even knowing it. Those who realize it are the brave people who share the bed with them. And then, it ends up that sleep isn't very restful, and the next day you're terribly tired. It feels like you didn't even sleep. Sixth symptom. And speaking of sleepless nights, there are people who wake up in the middle of the night hungry as hell, you know? This is what we call nocturnal polyphagia, and it can be another sign of diabetes. When your blood sugar is sky high, your body cells can't properly use glucose as an energy source. And then, your body interprets this as hunger, even if you already ate properly before going to sleep. Then you go and attack the fridge in the middle of the night, without even realizing that it's just diabetes giving you a nudge. And there's one more catch. If you have a lot of insulin in your blood, mainly because of insulin resistance, it can make your sugar drop suddenly, so you wake up feeling hungry. And you can be sure, thirst will also knock on the door. Seventh symptom. You know when you wake up in the middle of the night and it feels like you just took a dip in the pool? If your pajamas and sheets are wetter than the sea, it could be a sign that diabetes is taking over. Of course, it could be that it's too hot or even that you're in that phase called menopause, but diabetes can also be involved in this mess. When your blood sugar is always high, your body tries to get rid of it by any means possible, whether through pee or sweat. And look, diabetes can also hit the nerves responsible for sweat, so it's another reason you wake up all wet in the middle of the night. Now let's talk about the eighth symptom that no one wants to admit: bad breath. When diabetes is rampant, dehydration can turn your mouth into a desert, and you know what that means, right? Bad breath for sure. But if the smell is more like fruit or acetone, it could be a sign that your diabetes is not under control. It's the keto breath doing the party. Do you know what this is? This is when your body, without enough glucose, begins to burn fat for energy. And guess what? All this burning releases a very peculiar smell, which is not at all pleasant. Ninth symptom. And to top it off, we have restless legs. You know when you go to bed wanting to rest, but your legs feel like they're running a marathon? This is pretty boring, right? And diabetics are more at risk of having this feeling, you know? It could be because of a lot of things. Messed up nerves, dopamine out of control, blood circulation that doesn't move forward, or even a lack of iron in your body. It's a festival of discomfort that no one deserves. Discovering you're on the road to diabetes can be scary, but there's no need to panic. There are ways to prevent pre-diabetes from turning into diabetes altogether. A study called the Diabetes Prevention Program, DPP, showed us this with more than 3,000 people with prediabetes. They divided these people into 3 groups. One group focused on changing their lifestyle, eating better, losing weight and exercising more. Another group took a medicine called metformin. And the third group, well, they just took a flour pill, without making any major changes. Guess which group did better? That's right, changing your lifestyle. They reduced their risk of becoming diabetic by 58%. But look, the group that took metformin also had a good result, reducing the risk by 31%. In other words, both changing your lifestyle and taking medication can help prevent diabetes. So, if you are in this situation, I have some tips for you. Watch my special playlist on diabetes and watch my video on vitamins for diabetics. And if these tips help, don't forget to like and share the video. I'm Andre Wambier, cardiologist, and you can find more information on the website cardiodf.com.br. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. Until next time, and thank you so much for watching.